Good morning and welcome to the Facebook Live. It is, stop hitting off that. It's Tuesday morning, October 31st. It is Halloween. Ooh. God, I look wrecked. I'm on my own today. Elaine is off. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really know why I'm that tired. I had a busy weekend in that I worked Friday night, Saturday night and Sunday night, but I had all of the days off, including yesterday. I did nothing, not a tap. I basically sat on my ass for the weekend. So how was your weekend? Let me know if you did anything special. Now, we'll go through top trends in a sec. First, let's have a look at the papers for today. The Independent says Ryanair staff in tax dodge probe. That's the main headline there on the front page. It also says top Trump allies face criminal charges. The same story then is on the front page of the Irish Times as well. Trump aides charged in Russian inquiry. And school trips are costing parents up to €1,800. That'll be an interesting read in the Times this morning. And then the Examiner's front page says fears for debt levels at credit unions. A report warns credit unions' high level of loans is unsustainable, according to the front page of the Examiner as well this morning. Some of the top trends people are talking about today. Kevin Spacey is the top trend in Ireland. People have been discussing Kevin Spacey after it emerged over the weekend that there's been allegations of sexual advances on a 14-year-old boy in the 80s. Andrew Rapp is the actor who's made the allegations. He's currently in Star Trek Discovery, which is something I did watch yesterday on my day off. That's one of the top trends. Also, Salon Confidential. Has anybody actually watched this show? I saw them on the Late Late a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't know what to make of it. Now, I assume it will be popular because people like to go to salons and they like to have the chat. As soon as I saw that this was going to be a thing, though, my first reaction was, seriously? So anyway, that's one of the top trends. I assume it was on last night, was it? And by the way, shout out to RTE. Fair play to them. After Stormophilia a couple of weeks ago, they showed the Anthony Foley documentary that night, but because of people with a lack of power who couldn't watch it for obvious reasons, they decided to rebroadcast it again last night. So there's also people discussing that on Twitter this morning. And the other big thing, of course, Halloween. It is Halloween. Apparently, by the way, I was reading this morning that Halloween has become the second biggest adult party night after New Year's Eve. So the night where adults go completely mental, not just children. It's to do with dressing up and basically having crack at parties, which is good. But that's being discussed as well this morning, one of the top trends. Some of the other stories which might be worth a mention. Simon Cowell, if you've been watching The X Factor, he wasn't on the show at the weekend, either the Saturday or the Sunday live shows, because he'd had a fall and he'd hurt his head and he'd been taken to hospital. Well, he's come out since to say that he had a very low blood sugar level, and that's the reason why he fainted and fell down the stairs, but he should be okay, thankfully. Now, because of the Kevin Spacey allegations, which is one of the trends we mentioned this morning, House of Cards, which is currently in production for its sixth season, which will be out next year, they're now saying it could be under threat because Kevin Spacey is one of the executive producers on the show. Now, according to Netflix this morning, this isn't a direct result of the allegations. Apparently it was always going to end after the next series, but that could be in doubt, according to some reports this morning. If they're to be believed, is another story. And also, on this morning's show, we're going to be looking for the best pumpkin in Kerry. Now, why not? It's a bit of crack. Halloween is always good fun. There's a video on our page. If you just scroll down below this, you'll see me making an absolute disaster of a pumpkin yesterday. Now, I will admit, in my defence, it was warped to begin with. It was a bit of a funny shaped pumpkin, but I gave it a go yesterday. But there's a lot to be said for permanent marker and the things you can do to salvage a bad job. So you can have a look at that video. It's below this. But people have been sending us pictures all over the county of their pumpkins. And on the show this morning, we're going to give away one of our breakfast show gift packs to the best pumpkin we get. It'll be judged by, I don't know, I'll pick someone in the office. It'd be unfair for me to pick it, so I'll get somebody else to do it. But seeing as Elaine is off, we're going to look for that this morning. You're going to have to help me out a little bit and send us on pictures of your pumpkin carving jobs. And don't just Google a picture now and send it on. I'll know if you're just completely taking the mick. And if you've taken it off Google Images, because I'll have it open in front of me. It's there on the computer. I'll open Google Images. So listen, send them on to us. You can WhatsApp them, 083 300 3300. You can leave them in the comment section of this. And if you want to shout it on the radio, you can leave your name there as well and let us know how your bank holiday weekend went. I think it's time for coffee. Show's about to start, and I really need to wake up. So good morning.